Hello and welcome to Money Mind. Fancy a quick getaway? Well, from here I could take a ferry to Bintan Resorts and be there in about an hour. Bintan is fast becoming a highly popular destination resort in Southeast Asia, and we go there to find out why. Meanwhile, here in Singapore, we ask experts if our best cuisine should be defined on the basis of Michelin stars. And we also look at why small and compact rooms are becoming the preferred way to spend the night. But first, Cho Keng Yut kicks off this week's lifestyle special with a trip to Bintan Resorts.
Thailand has Phuket, the Philippines, Boracay, Malaysia, Langkawi, and Indonesia has Bali. And another emerging resort destination, Bintan. Bintan's entire northern coast has been earmarked for tourism, and Gallant Venture is the master planner.
Today we're focusing on an area called Lagoy Bay. Lagoy Bay is about 1,200 hectares. The scale of that is about 2.5 times of Sentosa Island, and that's land that we're selling today to people who are building hotels. Beyond that, we have 4 more of these kind of equivalent projects further down the coast. So in the end, we'll have 5 of these kind of small cities in Bintan Resorts.
Gallant Venture is majority owned by Indonesia's Salim Group. The company expects 2,000 hotel rooms to open up in Lagoy Bay over the next few years, with the potential for another 2,000. The increase in room supply comes at an opportune time, as Bintan International Airport is set to open in 2020. Currently, most visitors fly into Singapore and hop onto a ferry to Bintan.
The idea is that people who are flying in 3 or 4 or 5 hours flight time, normally they're coming to Singapore. And then they'll take an hour of transit and then an hour ferry ride. So it adds around 2 hours of transit time. So a 2-hour trip becomes a 4-hour trip, and a 5-hour trip becomes a 7-hour trip. And I think those people would appreciate being able to fly directly to Bintan Island.
Resort operators on the island are already looking forward to the new airport.
When you have an airport that's 40 minutes away from your resort, you can actually drive so much traffic. It's easier to persuade, for example, the Japanese, the Europeans, the Chinese, to say, you land, you're only 40 minutes away from the resort.
As connectivity improves in Bintan, Gallant Venture is eyeing more opportunities for joint destination development with Singapore.
We're trying to complement Singapore. We want people to be able to have the experience of Singapore, the culture and the urbanness, but also to experience the natural beauty and the clean seas and the beautiful beaches so close to Singapore.
There are even plans to extend beyond the twin destination concept to multiple destination development.
The Indonesian Tourism Board working with us, bringing guests from originating country to Bintan. And from Bintan, they can also travel to Bali, they travel to Medan. And then before they going back, they come to Bintan and back to Singapore. So that is where we think that the multiple destination will work for Bintan. This will improve the arrival to Bintan and also benefit Singapore.
Bintan Resort Chakrawala, which is the subsidiary of Gallant Venture, manages the Lagoy Bay area. With resort activity heating up in Lagoy Bay, more developers are coming in. One of them is Malaysian property developer, the Haven Group. The group will roll out the first phase of its integrated resort, the Haven Lagoy Bay Bintan, by the first half of 2021. The resort will have a hotel, condominiums, a convention center, and other facilities.
At the moment, there are only about 900,000, less than 1 million tourists. With the airport, Director of Tourism in Indonesia has told me that they are expecting 3.5 million tourists more into Bintan over the next few years. At the moment, Bintan is not yet a destination. When it's a full-fledged destination, people come for all kinds of reasons, and generally everyone will benefit.
Haven's CEO expects Bintan to boom over the next 3 to 5 years. To attract tourists, Gallant Venture is focusing on 3 areas: sports tourism, experiential tourism, and health and wellness. In sports tourism, the island is already very well established in land sports.
We are talking about mass participations. Here we're talking about triathlon, because in any triathlon event, you bring 1,000 to 1,500 athletes. But then these guests, these participants will bring another 2 more person.
It is also looking at sea sports activities such as boat racing, jet ski racing, and kite surfing.
Bintan is a part of Riau Island Province. Riau Island Province contains 2,400 islands. So of course we wanted Bintan to be a maritime spot. We actually already talking to some organizer. We hope that this event, what we call is maritime sport or maritime festival, can be done. We are looking at from November this year, perhaps until February.
On the experiential side, besides being rich in culture and heritage, Bintan offers other types of experiences for the nature and animal lovers.
We hatch around 3,000 to 5,000 baby turtles every year. And actually that's a wonderful thing to witness in July and August when the turtle babies hatch and then they kind of try to make their way to the sea.
But one area that Bintan is not strong in and hopes to grow is wellness and medical tourism.
The wellness side is coming up now. There's a few people working on projects today. The next step for us is to try to move into the full kind of medical tourism, which is either aesthetic or elective tourism.
As Bintan becomes more attractive to visitors, will the island lose its beauty and charm?
We're focused on maintaining the beauty and the cleanliness of the island. So for example, we don't allow people to discharge anything directly to the water. We have a floating restaurant called the Kelong restaurant. Even from the Kelong restaurant, the water to wash your hands after you eat your seafood, that water gets shipped back to the land and treated. It doesn't get dumped into the sea.
I hope one day when somebody talks about amazing resorts of the world, you won't even mention Maldives, you won't even mention Hawaii, you will mention Bintan. Because I think we have all the capability to become the Maldives or the Southeast Asia.
Coming up, how important are Michelin-starred restaurants to Singapore's food culture?